Hello everyone and welcome back to Planet Zoo, where we've got something a little bit different for you guys today. And that is, we are going to completely redesign the zoo. As you see down here, we've got a bit of moolah in the bank and we are going to use every penny to recreate the zoo in an image that I quite like. Alright, well, this looks great. Now, before anyone says, oh, but you've just started a new zoo, no, there's a reason why we've still got random groups of people dotted around, and we've got an animal management center over here, which has all our animals in it, believe it or not. The reason why I have done this is because I was not happy with the layout that I had before. And if we look at real world zoos as an example, our zoo just didn't, it was awful. Aesthetically, I like the exhibits, but the rest of it was poorly done. And what we are going to be doing is, what you see here is the Taronga Zoo map in Sydney, Australia. And there's your entrance, and then you've got all this kind of stuff going on, and you've got this skyway thing. So this is a bit of inspiration for what we want from a zoo, the way it looks, the amount of trees that there is. And then this is one from my local area, well, my closest city to me zoo. And here you have the car park entranceway, and then it kind of goes like that. So it's kind of on a bit of a piss, but we could copy it. But as you can see, they all have a theme going on. So you have the African safari, you have the Southeast Asian, South America, Australian. I guess this is the New Zealand species, which sadly isn't in the actual game yet, any of the New Zealand animal species. It's kind of sad, but in time, I guess. So using those maps as inspiration, we are going to go about our own thing. Now, both zoos that I've looked at, and many other ones that I have seen, when you walk into the zoo, the very first thing you see is not animals. It is not anything else than capitalism at its finest. You have your restaurants, you have your cafes, and oh boy, do you have your shops. And that is what we are going to emulate here as well. We're going to build ourselves a restaurant, or in this case, it's going to be a very lavish cafe. That's what we want, right there. So we're going to plonk that down like so. Just slowing it down here so you guys at home can see how to link the tables to the restaurant. Unfortunately, that is all we have time for today. We have set the foundations of the zoo to come. Now, we have reintroduced the wallabies and the emus as well, if you guys didn't see that. But we've also set up the zoo to be able to take platypi, wombats, red kangaroos, and koalas. Those are what we'll be introducing next time. The reason why I am doing this is if you look at any themed zoo of Taronga Zoo in Sydney in Australia, you'll see here they've got a theme going on. So you have the Australian walkabout, the rainforest trail, you have the aquatic stuff, you have the tiger trek, you've got your African savanna trek over here. And then if you look at Auckland Zoo, which has a very much more refined, easier to look at map, even though it's not as pretty, you have the African safari, you have your Asian elephants, you have the native species, and then you have the Southeast Asia jungle track, then you have the South American rainforest, and then the Australian bush track. Which leads me to say that we are going to be doing zoning, and not in terms of work zones, but in terms of continental. So you walk into the zoo, you get hit by capitalism at its finest, and a big toilet, which was probably the best build I've ever done, in all honesty. And for going from right to left, you got the Australian animals. And then what I was thinking of doing is starting to bring the Australian animals around in a big circle. And from about here onwards is probably over going to be African. And then from this way onwards, you got South America. Am I using west to east geography in terms of Australia? No, I wasn't, but it just is a happy coincidence that just came about. So watch this space. So next episode, we will be introducing the species that we have set the enclosures up for, and then further expanding upon them if needs be. And then we will be introducing some new habitats circling around this one. I'm going to quickly get rid of this because we don't need that anymore. And then from there, we will start reintroducing the other species that we have in our animal storage. There's no place for them to be stored, but what can you do until such time as you actually set aside some space for them? Anyway, I have been your host, Sir Firecat. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. This has taken me almost 5 hours, maybe more, to record. So I hope you guys thoroughly enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to hit the like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you wish to see more content that I produce. And hit that bell to inform you when I have released a new video. As always, I have been your host, Sir Firecat. You have been watching Planet Zoo, and until next time, take care.